Hola, walk with me. So, people always ask me, what are you talking about? This energy flows forward. Why are you so stunned that humans don't know their genetic lineage? It's because energy coalesces. And that energy is your DNA. Your DNA and the 46 chromosomes, not 48 like everyone else, the 46 chromosomes carry everything that has existed prior to your existence in this point in time and shall flow forward through you. The question is then, why do not everybody who knows who they are, where they're from, what their DNA is, not have the same ability to access both the past and the future, because we live in a feedback loop of data. So when I say that my DNA, that is my specific DNA, the 46 chromosomes that contain all of the billions of years that this DNA currently went through to exist at this point in time. Now, what I have added to that is the data from hundreds of mentors and individuals that came through the 1880s in oral history through these beings I actually contacted. They were my relatives and they were my genetic energy relatives who provided me with an enormous amount of data, which I then confirmed was accurate. In doing so, it added more to my data platform. So, time jumpers, that's just energy jumping forward, meaning understanding how your energy, your uncreated being, your data held within your DNA, which creates your holographic mind, which generates electromagnetic energy in your toroidal field through the chakra alignments, literally are a receiver and transmitter of data. And when you access your genetic data and learn how to access the data from other beings, both human form and non-human beings, then literally everything begins to not speak to you directly, but it begins to play forward as if a section of slides in an old style animation. They're frames. Click, 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 click. How detailed those frames are depends upon the amount of data your database is and the patterns that it can pull together rapidly to create the next frame. For if we do not generate our own reality, we would hit the wall of unreality called supersymmetry. It's through the asymmetrical, sacred geometrical formats and frequencies that human beings can come out of the supersymmetry or the uncreated spiritual world or the universal collective consciousness to then be in the material, to create with the universal collective consciousness and the biosphere you exist within as a receiver and transmitter of data, back and forth, to where then you can start seeing way beyond what most people's database can take them. And there, statistically, and just the way the universe works and the frequencies are, there are only going to be so many unbroken genetic lineages that know how to access this data. And it cannot be carried along through bloodlines. It's more or less carried through genetic lines, and what's transmitted between the male and the female is all sitting on what the context of that union was at the time of conception. So I will give you an example. I am the fourth child. My mother is a third child who arrived when her mother was 45, unexpectedly, out of love. My father is a second child who most definitely arrived out of love. However, he lost his father, my grandfather. Yet his mother and her families were all connected to all of us as we migrated west. But that one Y chromosome, the Oslane chromosome, or Epsilon, that I carry, that dates all the way back to 750 AD, arriving in North America in 1638 AD, crossing history and the Americas to resettle after the original beachhead of recolonization in 1638 at the North Carolina venture capitalist recolonization, where the Tories made the biggest mistake of allowing the Scots-Irish in. Then flowing through the Cumberland Gap, going up through New England, through Ohio, the Southern family arrived in 1799, 1801. This is the mitochondrial and the Y chromosomes of that repeat generation. And it connects with mitochondrial DNA that arrived from Ireland in 1846, 44, 1846, 44, 46, right around there. Create tar flats, and that happens to be the only clean mitochondrial DNA that is pure pre-Druidic 8500 BC, higher pre-Scotia. So the reconnection of that certainly brings together the Ryan, Milton clans, but it brings that Oslane Epsilon clan back because I do have the red hair, the blondest red hair, the blue eyes, the freckles, and I am 97.0% Scotch. literally 0.03% of Polynesian, which would mean Phoenician. So, yes, I know who I am. I do carry that energy. And then reading all the other energies of what existed during that time and being handed it to me and connecting to my DNA and seeing what is capable of being seen and being told the oral histories and traditions of the creation of this country and pre-recolonization through oral history that had not been tainted by World War I, World War II, and the current state of affairs, completely tainted databases. So, energy flows forward. We are all that which is and has been and will always be that. I am no thing and everything, nowhere and everywhere. Yet you can meet me. Shine bright, Michael.